That's Nick.
And that's Joseph, and today we're here to talk about The Fan, the 1981 film directed by Ed Bianchi, starring Lauren Bacall, which is being re-released on Blu-ray courtesy of Shout Factory on November 19th. What?
Nothing. So this film has a pretty basic story.
Yes.
It's based on a book.
It's based on a book by Bob Randall, which
when you told me the concept of the book, it sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
It's just a series of letters.
It's a series of letters about a man stalking a star he's obsessed with, which I snuck read as a kid, and I'd always wanted to watch this, but it was unavailable for years.
So this film stars Lauren Bacall as the star, who's being...
Sally Ross.
Who's being stalked by...
Michael Biehn in his first role.
He's not really stalking her as much as he's just obsessed with her, and he's sending her letters over the course of years, which are progressively getting more sort of deranged, sexual violent. Mm-hmm. And at that point, Lauren Bacall's character's secretary,
played by Maureen Stapleton,
is intercepting them because that's her job, but also kind of filtering them and trying to make...
She gets testy with him and it upsets him, and then he attacks Maureen Stapleton.
Well, yeah. So the story is that he, as he becomes increasingly more obsessed with Lauren Bacall's character, he is acting out violently towards the people in her life. So
yeah, he starts hurting others.
So her secretary, one of the choreographers in the musical she's going to star in. Mm-hmm. So the story, her plot line revolves around her starring in a musical. She's
an actress of a certain age that has kind of gone from film to theater. She just finished a play. She's about to do a cockamamie musical, as she calls it, and she's dealing with her feelings about her ex-husband, played by James Garner, who's about to marry a younger woman. So she's very distracted.
Preoccupied.
Yeah.
So it's not until her assistant is... violently attacked.
And then she opens her own damn mail and
sees that this person's sending her some very violent sexual letters, that she kind of takes it seriously. Mm-hmm.
So then she calls the police, and little Hector Elizondo comes in and tries to help her out, and she's guarded by Maria Horsford from Friday
and Amen.
Mm-hmm. And then things become quite predictable, and it all goes from there.
So this film was panned.
It was panned
for a couple of reasons.
There were a lot of...
during the time that it was released.
Yeah, not when the book was written, but when the film came out, there were a lot of celebrities being stalked. John Lennon had just been murdered, and in, I believe, the apartment building Lauren Bacall used to live in. Lauren Bacall herself panned the film, saying it was a lot more gory and violent than the screenplay she had thought she'd signed on to.
It was also nominated for a Razzie for a song she performs. So in the musical, she sings quite a bit, and Lauren Bacall is not a singer.
No.
In fact, so the song that was nominated for the Razzie, if I close my eyes, I thought a man was singing. But it's called Hearts and Diamonds.
Hearts, not diamonds.
Not diamonds, I'm sorry. The lyrics are outrageous.
To say the least.
I was very, very entertained witnessing that performance, but it's bad. The song's bad, her performance is bad. That being said, Lauren Bacall is captivating on screen. She's so elegant. She's a beautiful woman. She's 57
here
at the time of this filming. She looks great.
Great head of hair.
Yeah, her hair is great. She looks like a star. Mm-hmm. This film obviously reminded me of The Bodyguard.
Yes.
And then, in a different way, like Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard, she's not a great actor. She's obviously a phenomenal singer. But just the fact that, we know her to be such a star, it really lended to that portrayal. I think, I don't think The Fan is at the level of The Bodyguard as far as
No, but that script was floating around
in
the 70s as well, because that was supposed to be a Diana Ross, Steve McQueen vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Lauren Bacall definitely elevates it. And I don't even think the story is that ridiculous. It's pretty basic. I think what makes it ridiculous, probably the worst part of this film, is the fact that she's, we're seeing her rehearse for a musical that clearly she does not need to be in.
Right, yeah.
Those are all the sort of laugh out loud moments.
Well, so, and as he's lashing out, I think doesn't he kill the director? of the musical?
Someone integral in the production of the... So the other thing that was kind of corny to me is that the killer, the obsessed fan, is using like a...
Michael Biehn.
Michael Biehn is using a straight edge razor to attack everyone. So just those scenes look very corny.
Yeah, but I brought that up because when that person is dispatched and their successor is very rough with Lauren Bacall.
Yes.
So it's clear that she's kind of out of her element.
This film is a lot of fun.
That song that was nominated for the Razzie, though, was written by Marvin Hamlish and Tim Rice. Marvin Hamlish is one of the few EGOTs.
Oh.
And Tim Rice, of course, is a 3-time Oscar winner for Lion King, Aladdin, and Evita.
Okay, so John Legend is also an EGOT. Mm-hmm. And he's married to Chrissy Teigen, who hosts that show Lip Sync Battle.
Yeah.
And you know, that show has featured Janet Jackson songs a number of times.
I feel like we're getting off course.
I have to mention her because I'm wearing the shirt.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Right. What else? So, the other notable, in 1981, we just rewatched American Werewolf in London, which features Griffin Dunne, and he's here in a brief role as part of the production of the musical that she did.
Oh, right, yes.
Maureen Stapleton, this was a big year for her. She won her Best Supporting Actress Oscar for Warm Beatty's Reds.
Okay.
That was also this year. I wanted to point out Pino Donaggio, the Brian De Palma composer. The score, besides that song, is atmospheric. Santo Loquasto did the production design, who did many Woody Allen films, and you were saying that you liked how the film captures early 80s New York.
Yes.
So that'd be Santo. And also Dick Bush, the cinematographer, who I think is a very underrated DP. He did Friedkin's Sorcerer.
Okay. Well, what would you give this film?
Because Bacall is kind of enthralling, I'd say she gets it to a 2.5 out of 5.
I would say 2.5 out of 5. It's not it's entertaining.
No, and I also wanted to bring up, it doesn't help that there's a German thriller from around that period called The Fan, and a Wesley Snipes, Robert De Niro film Tony Scott directed in '96, which these are all unrelated films, but the plot is the same in all of them.
Sure. Which is okay.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the Wesley Snipes one? He's a baseball player that Robert De Niro is obsessed with.
No, but I would love to watch them.
It's interesting. And then Ed Bianchi.
And go watch Dolomite on Netflix. Speaking of Wesley Snipes.
Oh, yes. Well, the record scenes in this reminded me of... Oh, Dana Delany shows up as one of Michael Bihn's co-workers in just a brief moment.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a nice blast from the past, but I guess I can see why it was out of print. I would actually recommend revisiting the novel.
No one wants to read that book.
Okay.
If they're watching YouTube videos. Just kidding. Mm-hmm. Is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
Bye.
Bye.